Welcome to the Pink Zebra Academy. This training is designed to take you through the new ZebraREACH, which is available to you now as a consultant on your personal websites. I'm going to take you through where to find this new ZebraREACH. So this is going to your personal website. If you scan all the way down to the bottom, you'll see this ZR. You click on the ZR, and I'm not going to click on that because I'm going to take you to the ZebraREACH screen directly, and it will take you right here. So this is your new ZebraREACH. You also have access to our older version of ZebraREACH through your back office as one of the tabs across the top. So both of them are active right now, but in the future we will be focusing completely on this new ZebraREACH, and the old one will not be available. And I think that you're going to really love some of the new opportunities you have to communicate with your team and your customers through this new ZebraREACH program. So I'm going to take you through the process of actually setting up a campaign and showing you some of the tricks of the trade that you can use to enhance your emailing campaigns. So when you first go into your ZebraREACH account through the ZR at the bottom of your personal websites, this is where you're going to be, and you can see the logo here. So we have campaigns and we have contacts. So we'll be talking about both of those things. You've got a create and a create campaign button here. Both of those things do the same thing. So whether you click it here, you can do an email campaign or a text campaign, or you could click it here and do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I would normally click email, and it would take you through and setting up a new campaign. And just to save time with typing in, I have just set up this January party bonus campaign. And basically, if you did that yourself and you set up create campaign, selected email, you would see this exact same screen, and then you would type in whatever you want the campaign information to be, which is really how you would search for this campaign. Your customer does not see this, you do. And this would be the subject of the email that goes out that your customer would see. So in this case, I've just called it January Party Bonus. Get a bonus for booking January of 2020. So that was my subject line. And if I scan down the message itself, I'm just going to go through this with you. So here, this is much like a Word document. It doesn't really alter much from that. So your main things that you're going to be using, of course, if you want to bold anything, you'll highlight it like you normally would, just like in a Word document. I would say bold, simple enough, unbold it. So it's very much like Word. You can strike through, which of course you wouldn't use for this type of a campaign. You can underline anything, and you can italicize anything. So it then allows you to go through, and you can put in bullets, you can number something, you can change the text font itself. You can also change the size of the font. So if I want to highlight something very specific and I want the font to be a little bit larger for this, I can do that. Pretty simple. So it really has adding an image. So you can insert an image now, and you can also insert a hyperlink if you choose to do that. So we'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes. Now there's some other things here that I'm not going to cover right now that I don't think are going to be important, but you certainly can get in there and play around with this a little bit. Okay, so I set this message up. The holidays will be over soon, and you'll be ready to reconnect and redecorate. So let Pink Zebra come to the rescue on both accounts. Our new spring fragrances are launching soon, but we still have some great ones from winter. Book one of the dates listed below, and I'll let you be the first to shop for both our current catalog and our new catalog. Every special customer that books one of these dates will receive a $10 coupon from me. This is not something the company is doing. I'm doing this as a consultant to shop from the new spring catalog that launches January 25th. So you can give a message, go to my personal website, select host now, and pick from one of these dates. Now I can choose to actually create a hyperlink here. So I would select this insert link, and I would type in my personal website information right there, and then insert. So if I want them to open it in new tab, so let's say that I do home.com/, and you would do your personal website here, but this is what we use as a test. And I want it to open in a new tab. So what that means at the top here, if they're in an email or wherever they may be, and they click on my link, it'll open up a new tab at the top, so it doesn't, if they want to click back to my email, they can do that very easily. So I would normally just open a new tab, okay? So I'm going to insert that, and now you can see it changes the type. So now if I clicked on that, it would take them to my personal website, okay? So I've got my dates listed here. You could also text or call me to select your date, but of course I'd like them to go through the host now. And it's going to be important for you, of course, to set up your available dates in your host now calendar. The training for that is also in the Academy under the consultant how-tos, I believe. So you can go in there and set up your calendar very easily for that host now capability. All right, so now I just want to show you a couple of other things that if they just want to shop, you can do that too. So over here on the right, you've got the Shop Now button that you can just drop into your email. I click on that, that Shop Now automatically appears, and that will take them to your personal website, of course, to the home page. So I'm also going to promote coming to my open house on Monday, January 27th. I've got the times here. Out with the old, in with the new, and let them know that they need to RSVP. So basically my message comes to a close. I can, in this case, I highlighted my name, I changed the font, I italicized it so it looks more, certainly doesn't look like a signature, but it's a little bit better than that. And I added this image. So all I did was click here, insert image, and then I went to my image file and pulled this particular image. You can actually go to your back office. There's all kinds of images available to you. So you would want to click on any of those images and save them to your desktop. That's probably the easiest way. Then when you go to insert image, you've got some images to actually pull from that you can drop in here. So this has been dropped in. When I click on this image, you're going to see, of course, that you've got these corners. So I can click and drag this and make this much smaller, of course. And then I can also make a decision if I choose to. I can trash it if I don't want it, decide I want to change the image, I can just delete it. You have the ability to edit. I wouldn't suggest you do anything here. There's probably nothing here that you really need to do. So I'm just going to cancel this at this point. You can also click on this again. You can vertical align it. You can left it. Decide that I want to center it. You can do that kind of thing. And then this is actually tracking. So here, if you want them to be able to click on this image and go somewhere, this is where you would do that. So you can click on go to homepage, so it would take them right to the homepage of your personal website, or you can actually type in a specific spot that you want them to go to if you happen to be talking about a sprinkles promotion or something like that. The thing I would suggest you do is go to that section of your personal website, wherever it may be that you want them to land, and then copy and paste that entire link from the search bar up here, and then you can just paste it right here so it'll take them right to that specific spot. Now, if you have this track this image clicked, what that means is that it's going to show you if your customer actually clicks on the image. So it will also, if they've made a purchase from your Shop Now button, it is going to track that as well. But it will, if you've got two links that you are asking it to track in one email, it will track those results together, okay? So if you really want to know specifically what is working with your customers in terms of them clicking through and taking some action, I would suggest just having one ability for it to link to your personal website somewhere or somehow. So, okay, so I've got this particular email done. I'm going to go to next. Oh, I got one other thing to show you. I forgot. If you want to have your recipient's personal information in there, I've got the email all set. I'm going to click on where I might want that to appear. So I'm going to pat my cursor there. Recipient. Do I want it to address them by full name, by first name, or by last name? I would say probably 99% of the time I'm going to use first name because I want it to be personal. So now it's going to say, Dear Sherry, whatever it may be. Do not make any changes to anything between those parentheses, because if you try to add any characters or do anything here, it is not going to, the link is not going to work correctly. So just anything between those parentheses, don't touch. I can put that in there, and now my messages are going to be personal to my customers. Now, at the end of the message, if I want all of my contact information in there, I may drop it right here as an example. Okay, I would go to me. Now, do I want my full name? Do I want my phone? Do I want my replicated site? I can do any one of those things or all of them. So I'm just going to click on that. You can see that information all shows here, and it is actually going to appear in the email message from my personal website and, of course, my name for my profile. All right, so now I'm going to do next because I've got my message all ready to go. And now I'm going to select who this message is going to actually go to. So if I wanted to go to my customers, I can be specific about that. I can also then say order total, or subtotal. Technically, it pulls your subtotal, so it wouldn't be anything including tax and shipping, of course. So if I want this to go to any customers that have purchased $25 by order or more. So this is not looking at a cumulative total. It's looking at the individual orders that have been, that you have received from that customer within the date range that you're entering. So in this particular case, I'm going to go back to September 1st. All right, I'm going to carry it through the current date, so the 16th of December. So any customers that have had a $25 order, or several of them, it doesn't matter because this is not a cumulative total, I want them to appear. So I'm going to say add. It's going to bring those customers up. Probably should have set it higher because I don't know how many are in there out on test. It might not have any. All right, well, I'm going to put it as 1 because I know 1 will come up then. Okay, so here we have. So if I had multiple, of course, which I hope, customers that have purchased in that time period, I'm going to have all of them listed here. So I can click the select all. So if I want to make sure that I've got any, or I can deselect some. So if I've got a list of 50 people and I want to try to target only maybe 25, I can go through and just unclick all of those that I don't want to receive this particular message, and they won't. If I've done something and I want to change it, and I've got this whole list of customers here, and I decide I'm going to change my criteria here, I can do clear selected, and all the ones that came up for whatever I set, it will clear all those out, and I can start my search process again. Okay, so I've got somebody here that it's going to go to. Now I'm going to decide if I'm going to send it now, which of course I can do and be done, or I can decide that I want to schedule it for later. So in this case, I want this message to go out on December 20th. I set the time. It is Central Time. You can see it right here. So you can go in here and you can click your time if you want it to be any different. Maybe I want it to go out at 7:00 a.m. on December 20th, plain and simple. So you don't really have to save it. I'm going to save it just to make sure. So now I'm going to actually schedule it. Okay, 0 contacts are selected, 1 customer are selected. Okay, so yes, we're good. So now it's scheduled. So now it goes back to my campaign screen, and you can see that this particular email has been scheduled and it's all set to go. Over here, if I want to send this same campaign to a different group of customers, maybe a month from now, I want to use this as a template, I want to make some changes to it, I can copy this campaign, and then I can go in and adjust it, make some changes to it. Once you've actually got a campaign that's been sent or it's been scheduled, I can't go in and edit this point, so I would need to copy it to do a new campaign if I just want to use the same content. I can also delete it, of course, and I can pause it if I want to go back and maybe adjust the time that I'm going to send it out. Okay, so now I've got the ability, I'm going to go back to my campaigns. Of course, you'll see these are all test campaigns that we've done, so you can go back and see any campaigns that you've done in the past. So if you want to repeat something that you did last December, next December, you can come back in here, or you can search specifically by your topic. So if I did January party bonus or just January, it would come up with any messages that have January in there, or I can go by date. So I can filter it if I want to say any campaigns that I did from September 1st through December 16th, I can type or put those dates in there, and I can go ahead and hit save, and those particular campaigns will appear. Of course, I can see anything in draft mode, any that I do have in pause mode, any that I have sent, any that I have scheduled, and then if something failed. So, and then I have the ability to click on one and delete it if I choose I just want to get rid of it. So pretty much it's the same thing as you go through for texting. The only thing that really changes from a text standpoint, if I'm going to create a campaign by text, okay, so my campaign name might be January party bonus again. Here, we only have 160 character limit, and that is not something we set. That is specifically in the text messaging mode. So if I'm going to type out a message here, I'm just going to keep doing this just so you guys can see what happens. See, it's telling me I don't have any characters left. So if I try to do next, Oh, it's gonna, sorry guys, I thought it might go back to, I'm gonna go back to my editor page. It tells me I have no characters left, so obviously, okay, I was right at the limit. That was pretty amazing. Okay, now if I try to add me, let's say that I wanna put my replicated site on there, it's gonna tell me that the character limit has been exceeded. So the token, which is what these are called, could not be inserted, okay? So I would have to actually go up here and delete some of these characters. And then let's see if I try to add the replicated site again, it's going to go ahead and add it. And I didn't exceed my characters. I've still got 20 characters left. So you can go in here and make the adjustments to your messaging. I can add a couple more characters here and it's going to count down. So you want to try to maximize your message. That's an easy way to do it, to use all the characters you can. So obviously when you're in texting, you're going to have to be brief. It's going to have to get to the point quickly. You can add recipient in this particular case. It's going to come up with whatever's on their profile. But I would say for trying to maximize your texting ability, I probably would not do that, but that's completely up to you. So same thing here, you go next, and it allows you to schedule, pick who it's gonna go to. You can pick your dates just like we did on the email message, schedule it, send it now. Any of these things are doable on the texting side, the same thing as it is on the email side. All right, let's talk about contacts. So what I did here is I had my Gmail account open. I've got lots of contacts in here, so I didn't want all of them to come over. So I actually went through here and it says add contacts. Now you're going to have all of your customers and your consultants that are on your team in contacts already. They will be there. But if you go do an event or you want to add contacts from your Gmail account, you can easily do that by selecting contacts. So you can type in one contact at a time. So you've got first name, last name, email address, their phone number, and then if you do want to add a note about them and then save it, or if I wanted to import them from my Gmail account, you can do that very easily. So in my case, it has all of these people. I just selected a few of them, and that's exactly what imported. So you can do that very easily. So you can go through and bring all of them over, or you can just select certain ones that you want to come over. And then of course, if you want to look for somebody in particular, you can do that. So if you've got pages and pages of contacts, it's very easy for you to search and find someone specific, or you might want to edit an email changes, you get a phone number that you never had before, whatever the case might be. You have the ability to edit those contacts in this little edit spot. Okay, so easily take that information and change it. Okay, trying to think if there's anything else that you would need to know. I think that's probably going to get you started with setting up some campaigns and actually trying to do some testing. Maybe you might want to pick a few customers that you, or a family member or a good friend of yours, if you want to set up a campaign and then send it out, or you can certainly put your own email address in there if you want to play around with and test it a little bit. So I hope this is helpful. Excited about what the potential for this is, and certainly as we continue to develop this program, we'll do some additional trainings down the road to show you some of the new features that are going to be coming available for you. You then have the ability, of course, to log out, which I would suggest if you are done using it, I would suggest logging out. So that brings our training to a close. Again, I hope this was helpful to you, and look forward to seeing some results of some of the things that you're going to be doing with this new program. Thank you.